Hello, everyone.
We heard your prayers, and we shall answer.
We're better than God, just so you know.
Alright, well, thanks for coming, and I'll see you in the reported section.
I just want you... Hey, I'm just saying, at least we answer 100% of prayers. You don't always get what you want, but at least you know that there's an answer.
So, do you want I'm Too Young to Die, Hurt Me Plenty, Ultra Violence, or Nightmare?
Well, why can't we do Ultra Nightmare?
Because...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, also that.
No.
You die one time and you start over.
I did not understand the difficulty, but, ooh. No.
I'm thinking Hurt Me Plenty, just so we can play this kind of like Doom, just like keep going, keep non-stop, get as much... Because I don't think we're going to do a whole series in this.
No, probably
We
not.
might do a couple episodes just because it's fucking awesome.
I'm very excited. Okay, believe this or not, I've seen plenty of Doom. I've never played. I have no idea what Doom looks or feels like.
Would you like to play?
I'm going to let you do it because
Okay.
I cannot talk and play at the same time nearly
That's fair.
as well as you can.
Also, we came to
good at talking.
we came to the decision to play this game based off of Facebook votes.
Yeah,
So-
thank you guys so much for that, by the way.
Yes, and
Keep it coming.
Wait. Here's the problem. How much do you care about kayfabe?
At this point, I actually just had this conversation with Kristen last night, because I posted the YouTube link, to this video series, and Kristen said, I thought we were keeping your, Kristen, my wife, by the way, she said, I thought we were keeping your, wrestling profile just for wrestling. And I was like, you know what? The more I think about it, the more...
Just exposure.
Yeah, the
in
more
general.
facets that I have, the more, more ventures that I'm into that I can promote, the better that is for me. So
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, we're just going to, at this point, we're just going to throw it out there.
Plus, you can collectively, from like a marketing, promoting
Oh, boy.
standpoint...
So look, this is me.
This is intense already.
Yeah.
You better try harder, faster. Oh, never mind. You got it. Yeah, you got
Gotta
it.
be Tech 9. Harder, smarter, faster.
That is absolutely not Tech
What?
9.
Bigger, harder, faster, stronger? Is that what you're trying to go with there? Because that's
think so.
fucking Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Nice try. Stop moving.
Tech 9 is... I love Tech 9, first of all, but he's very strange.
I
So
get mixed
anyway,
up
the
because
point I
sometimes-
was going to make earlier.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you. So, why were you asking about kayfabe?
Because you posted this on your Jimmy Carrot page,
Mhm.
and any of your fans that come over here are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is Dustin?"
that's accurate. Just so everybody knows, because it's not an unknown thing. It takes very minimal research to figure this out, and all you have to do is stay on Facebook. My name is Dustin. I wrestle as Jimmy Carrot. All three of us are wearing Jimmy Carrot t-shirts right now.
Yeah.
We have a show in literally 5 hours.
Yeah, because we're about to go hit a show, and I'm going to go mess up a guy named Gnarls Garvin, who I like very much. So, yeah, so this is all part of the show. It helps also that I'm a good guy right now. In wrestling, we call it a babyface, obviously.
Yeah.
It helps also that I'm a face right now, because if heels don't keep kayfabe, then they're really just killing their own heat.
Sure.
But,
Doesn't matter with faces.
yeah, it's not nearly as important when
His
you're...
faces are allowed to have lives.
Yeah, basically. That's why, back in the day,
Nostalgia with the helmets.
one of the reasons why back in the day that heels actually got a pay bonus, because they couldn't sell merch, therefore they were making less money.
That's shitty.
Yeah, they were automatically making less
If
money.
you were
Less
a
money.
heel, I will buy all your fucking merch.
Yeah,
Be bad.
I've already got heel merch.
Well, the face of wrestling has changed so much now. Like, it's the bad guys are more loved than the baby faces at this point. You know?
They stay bad.
Yeah. Well, that it's like you have.
It's the age of villains, Dustin.
It really is. That's exactly what it is. I couldn't picture... First of all, I'm going to name drop Marty Scurll here, because he's absolutely amazing, and if you haven't looked him up yet, absolutely do that. But I couldn't picture Marty Scurll as a face, but he's getting face reactions in places that he goes.
Huh.
And he's very good.
What is it, like Fabian has his own crew that just follows him around and cheers for him in the crowd. I don't even think he pays them to do it.
Anybody who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about right now.
Oh, yeah, there's probably a
Look
lot
him
of that. We probably should
We're
have...
talking about UWC in Homer, Illinois.
Yes.
That's
for all of you that are local, by the way. Please feel free to, and I mean, please, like I'm begging you guys, come out and support local independent wrestling because even if you're not a fan of professional wrestling, of which there are many people,
kills.
Oh boy!
Even if you're not a fan of professional wrestling, the live experience is so much different than what you get on TV. And with an independent show specifically,
honestly, I like it better.
Yeah, we make a lot more fun with. Yeah, we have a lot more fun with playing off of the crowd than they do on TV. So chances are you're gonna be involved in the show at some point or another in some way. So absolutely come out, support your local wrestler, buy merch because that's what keeps me fucking wrestling. Sorry, I probably shouldn't swear after just going on a good guy rant, but who cares? You know, this is a different.
Fuck it.
Buy fucking merch.
Yeah, this is a different thing. But do buy merch because it helps support and pay for more merch, more wrestling gear, and continued wrestling.
And also, it helps you venture out further past just Central Illinois because we've got Indiana shows now, which is amazing.
I'm very excited about it, and they pay very well, and I'm very well for me anyway. They pay very well for me, and I'm very happy about that. And you know, it's just another opportunity to sell more merch and branch out and get my name out further. So I'm really trying to make a go at this. You know, really trying to make a living. Yeah, that was excellent. I'm really trying to make a living wrestling, and all of your contributions help greatly. If I had a Patreon, I would be dropping it right now, but I don't have that. So. Oh, you're on fire already.
No!
This is a bad time.
Why?
I shot that barrel in front of me, and it took out all of my health, and one of those fucking like little demons just like yeeted a fucking fireball. From across the room, he's just like, "Ha, I got your toesies," and that was enough.
Got your toesies. Oh, that's great. No, but yeah, that was actually really cool. First of all, I like getting to talk wrestling with. I know that you guys can't like respond with questions or anything. Actually, if you have any questions, follow Jimmy Carrot on Facebook and ask me there.
Or just in the comments of the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll answer immediately. And if I can't answer, Dustin has access to me 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I can answer for him or just give him my fucking phone
because
I don't care.
I will be creeping everywhere, making sure everything is up to date, and I'll answer it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Crystal is very on top of things that get said about or to any of us. And when it comes to making sure that I'm aware that things are said, Kristen definitely makes sure that I am aware that I've been tagged or commented or anything like that. She makes all of that known, and she's been making an effort to reply politely lately, which is nice.
Yeah, especially with oh my god.
Did you see
I
that?
gotta give a shout out to that one chick who has balls to post that, like,
I don't
commenting.
The balls.
Honestly, like, I was just like, I'm not even going to make a comment, like anything, nothing on this post. Because this lady just outright suggested that she wanted to just make out with Dustin. And Kristen commented, and I was like, Christ.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice knowing you, bitch.
Yeah, no, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm going to pretend I didn't see this. And then when Kristen sees it, I can be just as surprised as her. and truth is, I saw it right about the same time she did anyway. But it was, like, I saw one comment where it was
if it was me, I'd just be deleting those comments, honestly, to keep, like, Jake from seeing them. Because it's just like, I don't want World War III. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that I would blame you for it, but it's just like, it's an unnecessary, like, I don't want this.
Yeah, exactly. And it was one of those things where, like, the comment happened, basically, for those of you that aren't aware, some lady made a comment on my, I'm sure she's a nice person. I don't know who she is. She's from Hawaii. I've never met her in my life. But, she made a comment on one of my posts basically stating, like, as Crystal said, that she wants to make out with me. And, my wife
First of all, a weird thing to just say in a Facebook post.
Yeah.
It's understandable, especially with, like, fans in wrestling.
And I am a public figure now, obviously, because of the wrestling
so it's
thing.
Happen.
So, yeah, you get that every...
handle it professionally.
You get that every now and then. Most of the time, it's in private messages and not just like, here, I'm going to leave this comment on Facebook for everybody to see. But nonetheless, it does happen. And my wife can be... I think confrontational would be the best way to put it. And she got to it before I did, which is great because I didn't. Which is great because I didn't know what to. God damn it! But it's great because I didn't know what to say, and she literally just commented very politely and said, "That position's already filled, my dear." And I was like, "That's very nice of you. Thank you." Like,
hope there's not fall damage.
That was very like.
There is not
calm.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting hell.
Oh yeah, I was expecting Kristen to call her out.
This is how.
I'm not saying I'm not saying she would deliberately do anything like to negatively impact me.
No,
She wouldn't, but it would have
absolutely
been.
not.
But that's absolutely a situation where getting defensive is totally justified.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not saying that she would have been wrong in anything she did. She wouldn't have been. But, I mean, aside from, like,
There's just
tracking this
different ways.
person down in physical violence,
Right.
that would have been a little excessive. But, like, I don't think she'd do that anyway. But no, like, she wouldn't have been wrong in anything she did. But it was, like, she handled it incredibly well. And I'm very, very happy about it. Because it doesn't always go that way. Or it doesn't always have
How
to.
do you take a shotgun blast to the fucking face and live?
Because these are not human.
I mean, you're right.
That's fair. There we go. That's the reaction.
Although that one took a shotgun blast to the chest and then one to the face and exploded. So
I need to get better. It's been years since I played this game.
Last time we played it, because we have a VR system for the PlayStation.
Oh man.
We played this on VR.
Well,
and
it's
insane.
a totally different game, which is something I got to give them credit for.
I love that they did that.
I love the idea of playing this on VR, but I have a funny feeling it would just be crying in the corner.
No, it was more like I wanted to throw up because of motion sickness.
I don't
yeah.
get motion sickness from many things. This one, like, it's not exactly realistic, but, like, you definitely lose yourself because it's a really fast-paced game.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that is, like, that fucked
I did
with
that
me.
with Skyrim. Like, I got on Skyrim 5 minutes in, I had to take it off because I wanted to throw up. I got done with the first scene with Alduin, and I was just like, I'm gonna throw the fuck up. I'm done with this.
So, unpopular opinion.
You don't like
Skyrim's great, shut up.
I don't like Skyrim at all. I'm
You're
fine.
wrong.
No, I'm fine with Skyrim. I'm fine with all the gameplay I've seen. The visuals are what I cannot take.
Okay,
Really?
so...
Yes, it's
and I get-
entirely 100% gray.
And I get what he's...
Oh, the
I
coloration.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it was like PS3 age,
Yeah.
and they had to make sacrifices of
Yeah.
graphics for
Oh no,
the biggest fucking world
If you
ever
get
on a
into-
console.
If you
Yeah.
get into certain parts, look up into the sky. There is more
Sure,
fucking color in
yeah.
there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's beautiful.
No, I get some of that. I get why it had to happen, but it's just
everything-
my eyes cannot handle it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
look with your special eyes.
maybe it's the Jesus. Maybe it's the comic book kid in me or whatever. Like
With
I
the bright colors.
Yeah,
the
I grew up on-
flash.
like my favorite game ever, as we've touched on many times. One of them would be Metal Gear, which is very, very colorful. Just look at Metal Gear itself, and all of the characters in different colors and different backgrounds and different camouflages, all of that.
Coming for you, bitch!
And then the first one that I have to point out, if somebody held a gun to my head and asked me what my favorite game of all time is, I'd say Beautiful Joe. And
Of
that
course.
the whole thing is full on cell shaded and comic book and 2D side scroller, so everything's
You really like Borderlands, then?
just probably actually everything I've
We
looked
should
at that
play
looks amazing.
Borderlands together.
That can be. Hey, leave a comment below if you think we should play Borderlands next, because I'm totally down. But
I don't know about next, but...
well, in the future,
If
we'll just
not,
say
it'll
that.
be on my Twitch stream.
It's it's going on the list.
Grenades, you say?
It's going on the list is the point we're making. Jake just acquired grenades, and now
There they are.
oh, that's what they do.
It got stuck in him.
Yeah,
It's great.
Oh!
That. Such
That was-
a great shot.
yeah, that was violent. I like it. Gnarls Garvin coming
My
for
favorite-
you.
My favorite thing about watching Jake play a game he hasn't played in a while is watching him progress and get better, and then those shots happen. Just
Well-
the most badass shots ever.
Well, the thing is, it's like it doesn't happen over time, like over the duration of the game. It's like he starts off and he's like, I need to get better. I suck. I haven't done this in like so long. 4 minutes later, he's murking dudes with headshots flying through the air. And like, it's genuinely impressive. Like I wish, because I don't have that ability. The best example I can give, and I'm sorry this is a very dated reference, but I used to be a Metal Gear Online kid. Nobody else was.
Oh, that's old.
No, nobody else was. And everybody else was happy when it died, or just didn't care, or didn't notice. I genuinely loved Metal Gear Online because I was a sniping god. And then at some point it got hacked and overrun, and everything got absolutely terrible.
So we're
but-
talking about old school, like, Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's
Kind of, yeah, where they don't, like,
I mean,
punish cheaters anymore and everything.
Yeah, like it was still PS4. It was Metal Gear Solid 4 that they had online for, and I was a sniping god. Like I'd go out and you can't call it camping. It's literally sniping. You'd pick a roof.
You can, and they do.
Yeah, they do, but it's not. It's not though. Like you pick a roof and then you hold that roof down, and anybody that comes up is fucked. And if they're not, I pick them off from halfway across the map. That's what snipers do. So, like...
I heard demons. I don't know where they are.
So, like, that was a thing. But yeah, I forget why I brought up Metal Gear Online. I just mentioned it.
Your favorite game?
We
were talking about bright, colorful games.
Oh, we were talking about, like, me getting really good really quick.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, that was it. And, no, I'd log off for...
Which I disagree with, but go ahead.
But I'd log off for a couple, weeks, days, months, depending on whatever was going on. Play a different game, log off for months, occasionally weeks or months at a time. And then when I'd log back in, I couldn't hit shit. And it took me, I don't know, probably 3-4 hours to catch up on headshots and even get my kill-death ratio back where it should be.
See, I have that... I have kind of a smaller scale like Jake's, but with certain games.
Yeah.
Like Mass Effect Online. In Mass Effect 3, there's an online version where I just fucked everybody up. It was like a PvA, I guess. But
what the hell did that robot do to you?
He had an upgrade I wanted.
Why did you punch him for it?
Because you don't understand. He wanted it. He had it. I wanted it. I wanted it more than that.
But I'd log off for 2-3 weeks, log back in, then take me 2 or 3 matches to get the hang of everything, and then I'd be like a fucking god at it.
Yeah.
I'd be playing platinum and shit.
That's really cool. I wish I had that ability, but if I log off for any length of time and quit playing for a length of time, it takes me seemingly as long as it took me playing through the first time to get back to where I can go through that in let's say that I've gotten to a certain point in my first playthrough and then I log back on. If I started the game over, it would take me about half that time to get re-familiar with things, and then I could catch up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, it only happens with certain games for me, like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Borderlands. Definitely Borderlands. I came back to Borderlands after 3 years, and I was actually doing pretty okay at it.
I feel like that, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like that probably speaks more of the game or to the game than of our skill level, because there's a learning curve to every game, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's an ease of use as well. I remember just the other day I picked up PS4 Spider-Man again.
It's so good.
Oh, it's fantastic, and they just released the Far From Home suits.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta log back on it.
And they're totally free, by the way. They're there as soon as you log on, and they're both fantastic.
I need that.
How do you get over there?
But it's got to be through that tunnel you were just looking in, right? Oh,
we're over there.
Never mind.
I hear demons.
Well, go in the direction of demons.
But no, I just logged on and they have the Far From Home suits.
By the way, demons.
By the way, if you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, absolutely do that. I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid to say anything by Marvel. God, I wish I was.
Yeah.
But it was it was so good.
Aww, it's so cute.
It is
Look
actually.
at it. It's a little you.
That's actually adorable. But no, it was. In terms of sequels, far better than it had any fucking right to be. And I know this is Marvel we're talking about, still, that statement stands. And, yeah, it's just all the way good.
So, Infinity War is probably my favorite.
I will challenge you on that one, but not for different reasons. I don't argue with you on the choice of movie.
Infinity War is probably my favorite, followed very closely by Endgame. But I want to say Spider-Man is tied for Endgame for me.
Yeah, it's
Far From
great.
Home. It's fucking great. Seriously great.
I never. If you would have told me back when the Tobey Maguire,
I cried a lot during that movie. So it takes a lot to get me to cry in a movie, and I cried a lot.
Little bitch.
If you would have told me back during the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made would either contain the villain Vulture or fucking Mysterio, I would have told you that you were insane and probably some other more vulgar things. But it absolutely does. And I still hold Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man as the greatest action sequences for Spider-Man because they like.
I definitely don't.
I don't like any of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Well, you don't like Tobey Maguire.
I don't like Tobey Maguire. I loved Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
Get fucked.
Hear me out on this. Thanks.
No, I was talking about a game. I just watched Jake blow up like 3 guys at once.
No, but hear me out on this one. See, here's what they did with both Far From Home and Homecoming. They took some very, very inspired fight sequences, added, and tried to add a lot. You know what I mean? Like they tried to make it the most extreme, most Spider-Man-y fight they possibly could, and tried to make tried to make Spider-Man do things that simply weren't possible for humans because it's not possible for humans, but it's possible for Spider-Man. And then they pushed that to a point where it's barely possible anyway.
In which movie?
Both Homecoming and Far From Home.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was asking Tobey Maguire.
No. Tobey Maguire's fight scenes are
Sam
all...
Raimi.
Yes. Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi are all of those fight scenes are all very well within the realm of human possibility, pushed to the absolute extreme, which is, I think, what Spider-Man is. Like...
I mean, if you read the comics, there are some things that are, like, ridiculous to even think about that Spider-Man can do because it's, like...
He's superpowers.
Yeah, he's ridiculously strong.
Yeah, he's way more overpowered. Like, not overpowered. He's way
it's
stronger.
Just self-aware because of Spider Sense. Spider Sense is cheating. It's just
they definitely focused a lot on the Spidey sense.
Yeah.
In Far From Home, and I like that.
The Peter Tingle.
Yeah. The Peter Tingle. Yeah. It was great.
No, that was fantastic. But no, like I'm first of all, I'm not knocking Far From Home or Homecoming at all. Those are two of my, like, in my opinion, the two best Spider-Man movies. But I hold a special place in my heart for Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, so do I. That's number 3 for me for sure.
Yeah.
After Homecoming and Far From Home.
But yeah, they were all excellent, and I personally like Spider-Man 2's fight scenes the best out of any Spider-Man movie, just because it was all very fisticuffs, very gritty, like, hey, we're standing face to face and fighting, whereas Far From Home and Homecoming was like, I'm going to swing around everywhere and jump and swing and dive and Spider-Man, and it's like, okay, cool, but punch the motherfucker.
A lot of Far From Home was just fuck.
Don't spoil anything.
Yeah.
But no. But I get what you mean. But at the same time, I like this. Oh, I didn't realize I had to press X. I like how it's more swinging and like sneak attack and one hit and the fight's over, because if Spider-Man got in a boxing match with somebody, that person's dead.
Yeah. Like
one hit and like your head detaches from your shoulders.
The thing is Spider-Man wouldn't do that because he holds back a lot of his strength.
Right. He and Superman are the same in that regard, because they, like, Superman could splatter a person by flicking his finger.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. Like, there's been several occasions where he's full on punched villains and just I can't say
they're not there anymore.
I can't say full on. But there have been several occasions where Superman has punched villains and just knocked them unconscious because he pulls it, same as Spider-Man. But also just random thing, but personally, I can't goddamn wait for them to make a Spider-Man 2099 movie. I don't know when or if it's happening, but I want.
I just ripped off his arm and beat him to death with it.
Yep,
good.
That was amazing. I was gonna stop my own sentence to comment on that. But back to what I was saying, I want it so bad. Miguel O'Hara might be my favorite Spider-Man. And,
where do you go?
And that's I know that's a stretch because Peter Parker is amazing, and Miles Morales is also great. But
yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse was amazing.
Yep.
Because I really wanted them, for the longest time, to make a Miles Morales Spider-Man movie. And they finally fucking did it.
And they did great.
And they did it amazingly.
Yeah. For those of you that haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, you owe yourself. And
first
of all, it's absolutely spectacular. It's a feat of animation. It really is.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's a brilliantly written movie.
Yeah, the animation on it is amazing. I love how they did it. They did like the old school comic.
Yeah, it almost felt like a very modern Spider-Man 1994 cartoon. Like, that's kind of what it felt like. Like their 1994 was a little bit blocky, and I think still hand drawn at that point. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure.
But
things hand drawn, quote unquote, now are computer basically drawn on computers.
Yeah,
now, just because it's easier. But yeah,
as far as I'm
upgrade points. No, fuck you. Trying to upgrade my weapons, bitch. I don't care.
As far as I am aware, the last hand drawn cartoon that ever aired was Ed, Edd and Eddy in season 4.
Oh.
Yeah. and they kept that art style when they transitioned to.
I know you guys aren't gonna know it, but Steven Universe is actually all hand drawn first before they put it into computers.
You're right,
no,
and it's very.
No, I meant like frame by frame hand drawn.
No, it's Steven Universe. I'm
Really?
not fucking joking.
Huh.
They do it hand by hand, frame by frame before they put it into the computers.
That's pretty cool.
It started out with like 3 people doing it, and then Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or some shit, they picked it up and was like, "Oh yeah, this looks good. Let's put it on TV."
Yeah, that's pretty great. I didn't know that, but as far as I knew, and I could, like I said, I obviously must be wrong, or I could be wrong. I'm not sure. As far as I knew, the last one that was actually like full on hand drawn, frame by frame, and that's how it went was at Ed and Eddie, and they kept that same art style when they switched over from like one season to another. I can't remember for the life of me which seasons. I want to say season 3 or 4, but.
Oh, is that your truck?
If Steven Universe is indeed,
Do you get to drive that?
No.
Aw.
Fucking Doom, dude.
you're just finding more. You're just finding more ways to find more demons.
demons.
You can beat them to death. Oh God!
Just fucking run over a crowd of fucking demons.
None of the punches or kicks sound pleasant.
No.
Good.
No, it's fantastic. It's just brutal.
Come on.
That was great.
Yeah, hit him.
Oh, you hit him. His head went away. Nod to Superman. Also, I know I'm genuinely... Okay. I was gonna say I would be super excited if they made a Superman movie involving Darkseid, but it's DC, so we'd have to see.
Yeah, if they did it.
I want them to fucking fix what they're doing first.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's how they're gonna fix it, according to press statements and shit.
Okay.
Please.
Batman and Superman. How do I want to word this?
Never happened? Because that'd fix it.
Yeah, no, Batman and Superman never happened. Not Batman versus Superman.
Oh yeah,
but
because they just recasted Batman.
But Batman and Superman, like, they don't exist in the same universe as Shazam and Aquaman.
What?
Or some shit.
That can't be Aquaman. He was there for the Justice League.
No. That's like, different timeline. Like, Batman and Superman is way in the future, and what they're trying to say is, like, Aquaman and Shazam is way in the past, even though, like, the kid from Shazam has Batman boomerang and all that shit.
And Superman shows up at his school? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I feel like DC just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
No,
and they refuse to
we
take
fucked up
orders
so
from
hard, we're trying to cover our asses and we can't die.
I just feel like they need to... They need to talk to the Russo brothers and then just be like, what did you do that we need to do?
Yeah, you know
Russo brothers said they're done with superhero films for a long while.
You know what they need?
Just give advice.
You know what they need to do? Like, they need to get a hold of the Wachowski brothers, the guys that did The Matrix. Because those guys are... First of all, they're fucking brilliant. Second of all, I don't know that I can actually call them brothers now. I just remembered one of them's, like, transgendered. Or, I guess, sorry, like...
Sibling, yeah, I don't...
Yeah.
Don't they still introduce... That's actually a good point. I don't know how they introduce their movies now.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember them being the Wachowski brothers, and I absolutely loved it. For lack of political correct... For lack of political correct language, forgive me for any... That was brutal. For lack of political correct language, forgive me for any infractions in speaking here. And I'm gonna shut up! Like those guys, I feel like those guys would be great at it. Just because if they could get familiar with the source material, I feel like they could make something really, really beautiful out of it. And they've already done the Jesus thing so well with Neo in The Matrix that they could easily do it with Superman again and make it work.
Probably.
And for anybody that wants to argue that The Matrix 2 and 3 sucked, fuck you. Go back and watch... Seriously, go back and watch those movies in order, including the Animatrix now, and then, like, tell me that movies these days could keep up with that storyline. Because they literally, if you're paying attention, it answers all your questions.
You used to watch those on reruns.
Oh, they're so good.
God, it was great.
They're so good.
Yes!
That's the part... Oh, God.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, we're going...
Oh, we're getting into the good shit.
Yeah. Next time on this episode, we're getting into the good... Or on the next episode or whatever this is, we're getting into the good shit.
Are we stopping?
We are stopping this very second.
Time to stop.
Because what are we going to top that with?
Yeah, good point. Alright, so tune in next time to see what the chainsaw can do if you've not already played Doom. I promise you it's glorious. And thank you so much for commenting on the Jim and Carrot page, my page.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, King of Kings JJT Facebook page. Any of us. Thank you for casting your votes, and we will always be listening. Anything you want to see, any comments you have, any suggestions you have.
We will try and make it happen.
Yes, we'll try and make it happen. We'll try and at least respond to you. Anything.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.